You can say up Nigeria. The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Tinubu, urges the Commonwealth Games to give the hosting right of the 2030 Games to Nigeria. Let's see if that will happen. Nigerian teams will hope to make it to the next round of the CAF competitions, especially Abia Warriors, Kwara United, and Rivers United, because Remo Stars got a healthy first leg advantage right there last weekend. And the president of Nigeria is already urging the Commonwealth to, hey, give this country the 2030 hosting rights games. Time will tell if that will really happen. And this weekend promises to be another exciting weekend in the beautiful world of football, where we have the Madrid Derby, which is the headline of all games across Europe. Not forgetting in England, where we have the likes of Arsenal travel to go take on Newcastle, one of the standout ties right there in the EPL. Welcome to Premium Sports here on PBOTV. I still remain the amazing Kingsley. What a week it has been in the city of Lagos. I think all Lagosians need hugs, and then just try and pray that everywhere should get dried up. I have Boluwati Tunishola Money right here with me. I'm sure Josh is not here because Josh and Water, maybe they really do not agree. Bolu has Otirokun Otirosa. So what is flood?
Wait till I never seen before. Okay, let us do a bit of throwback. Remember 2017?
Yeah.
Let's leave the rest
okay.
to that.
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah.
All right, guys, you just heard from the man right there. We'll do a quick break. When we come back, yeah, we'll do some stories and then head straight to Naija flavor. From there, we'll cross over to Euro Focus and then wrap up with FPL, and then we'll also help you make some money on the show. We'll be back. Welcome back, Premium Sport on PBOTV with the amazing Kingsley and Bolu on Money. Let's head straight into news beat. Let's start off from Rugby, where James Slipper will become Australia's first player to reach 150 caps when he starts in the Cup opener in Auckland this weekend. Yes, we call it the Bleedy Slow Cup opener in Auckland this weekend. Slipper, who is 36-year-old, has been named as the loosehead prop against New Zealand, is the third player to reach the 150 cap milestone after the All Blacks Sam Whitelock and Wales Alun Wyn Jones. Since making his debut for Australia in 2010, Slipper has represented the Wallabies at 4 World Cups. Good one for him right there. Away from that, let's drive up to Formula 1. Fernando Alonso says it would be very hard to retire from F1 at the end of 2026 if Aston Martin are not competitive next season. The 44-year-old two-time world champion's contract expires at the end of next year, and Alonso says he has thought about leaving F1. Alonso won his 2 world titles with Renault in 2005 and 2006 and has not won a race since his victory for Ferrari in the 2013 Spanish Grand Prix. That's some 12 years ago. Although regarded as one of the greatest F1 drivers of all time and still performing at a very high level, his career since then has been a story of frustration. Let's let you know that his current team, Aston Martin, are having a difficult 2025 season and are 7th in the Constructors' Championship with 7 races remaining. Alonso is 14th in the Drivers' Championship, 2 points and 3 places behind teammate Lance Stroll, despite out-qualifying the Canadian 19 times to 1 so far. So you see why he's having all of this. Finally, football. Brazilian great Ronaldo has called on Seleção Italian coach Carlo Ancelotti to restore Neymar to the squad for the World Cup in North America next year. Brazil's record goal scorer with 79 goals from 128 matches, Neymar has not pulled on the yellow jersey since October 2023. That's some 2 years ago when he suffered a serious knee injury. The 33-year-old has played regularly for Sao Paulo side Santos since he returned to his first club in January following a fruitless spell in Saudi Arabia with Al Hilal. Even so, in his 4 matches in charge, Ancelotti has not called up Neymar. Here's what Ronaldo is saying. He is a decisive player for the Brazilian Seleção. We don't have another player like Neymar. The people hope 100% that he will go to the World Cup because if he is there, we'll definitely have better results than if he is not there. I think this will actually bring in Bolu very quickly. Neymar is not the Neymar that we used to know before now, that will single-handedly maybe change a game and then be the reason why Brazil will get to win like it did in the Olympics. What Olympic was that?
2016.
2016 Olympics, yes. So that's how Neymar can carry a team. Look at the Brazilian side now. They have battlers. They have people who can hustle for themselves. You won't bench a Vinicius Junior, for Neymar. Right now, Estevao is doing great for Chelsea. If he continues like that in the next 1 year, it will be difficult for you to say bench, such a player. Richarlison is playing his beat. There's Gabriel Martinelli who is speaking form for Arsenal, all of that. Should it be bring Neymar because he's Neymar? Or we will know Ancelotti to be a coach that doesn't work with names? But if you can't do the job on the field of play, you do it. Ronaldo, is he saying the right thing?
Well, maybe Ronaldo should pick up the Brazil national team job. Yukuku owns the club, so he should go and pick his coaching badge. And he's probably suggest an advice. Don't tell him picking. Why does he have to pick Neymar? Just that Brazil don't even have any. There's no striker in Brazil you can call world class. If at all the attackers probably just over average. Talk about João Pedro. Talk about Richard,
who is also in a fantastic form.
So all of them are definitely not average players, but I just over average. They are players you can call good, but there's no great. Even the best player you can call the greatest amongst them is Vinicius. Even the Vinicius himself, he's not been in the best of form recently. Oh yeah, his last match in La Liga, he scored what you can term as the goal of the season so far. But that's the best player in all the fours they have. You mentioned Gabriel Martinez doesn't even start for Brazil. I always wonder. Sometimes he doesn't even get a call up. So if Neymar plays in Brazil, I think
there's Rafinha.
If he hits himself, yeah, on paper, I think Brazil now will probably play Rafinha, Rodrigo, and Vinicius. Like front three, and there's still the reincarnated Pelé in the squad talking about Hendrick, yes, but among all their strikers, I don't think there's anyone that can boldly say I can bench Neymar. But the question is, does Neymar still have what it takes? The question is, can Neymar even be fit enough?
Yeah.
Well, and since Athletico took over, I think he has called up Neymar. He picked up an injury even before they call up again. And like you mentioned, Athletico probably doesn't send. He didn't call his first call up. He didn't have Hendrick. They asked him. He said he wasn't playing for his club. He was the coach of that same club. And this time around, they didn't call Vinicius. People say, okay, because Vinicius is suspended for 1 game and they've qualified, blah, 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 blah. He could still have called him up. He didn't. So Ancelotti is that if he thinks Neymar will add it to, he say, oh, well and good, he can call. But if he thinks otherwise, Neymar, wait. You don't have to go to the World Cup. We know the quality of Neymar. Or we knew the quality of Neymar.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean so managers will tell you I'm looking for the way forward. Bringing back Neymar into the team may take them back a bit, but if that's what will get them another World Cup, who knows? Who knows?
Okay, let's do a break. We'll come back. It will be time for Ninja Flavor. Welcome back. Premium Sport on PBOTV with amazing Kingsley and Bolu Omoniyi. Let's head straight to Ninja Flavor. Let's start off from the Golden Eaglets. Wafu B. The team got off to a very positive start. Comprehensive 4-1 victory over the Baby Cheetahs of Benin Republic in midweek. Good one right there for Coach Manu Gaba's side. There are some coaches in Nigeria. When you hear that they're in charge of the under-17, you just go to sleep. Manu Gaba, Nduka Odbade.
These girls, Chris Danjuma.
Yeah, you just know that these guys are institutions. They are institutions, and good one for the team. And I hope you get to give us another maybe Osimhen, Samuel
The fact that we missed out the last on the 17 AFCON, on the 17 World Cup was embarrassing enough. But now, good news. It's good. The next 4 editions will be every year, just like they're doing for the girls. So the girls one is in Morocco. The next 4 editions, and for the boys, the next 4 editions. I'm in the World Cup now. Is in, I think, Saudi Arabia or Qatar, one of the Arab countries. So at least qualify for this one that we can. Even though that last one, I thought CAF cheated us. Remember the new format that they had to increase number.
Yeah.
But there's a country that performed a bit lesser than Golden Eagle. But we dashed them. Maybe CAF, they fear. This time around, they had a good win. The second game just dropped. I think even if they lose, they'll still qualify.
They even took their foot off the pedal when it was 4-0.
Yeah, so even this next game against Benin, even if they lose, they would qualify because Benin Republic, their last game will be against Burkina Faso. Yes. The one against Benin was a 4-1. So now Benin Republic are -4. For Burkina Faso, they are +1. Golden Eagle are +3. So for Benin Republic to go above Golden Eaglets, it means Nigeria has to lose by maybe 4-0.
It won't happen.
And it's definitely not going to happen. So I think they're through to the semi-final. That's where the main challenge will be. Winning the semi-final, qualify for under 17 AFCON. Then we'll see. Maybe we can make our world champion 6 this time.
Correct. Okay. The most successful team in the under 17 World Cup, FIFA World Cup. That's Nigeria. All right, let's head straight to our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has again expressed Nigeria's readiness to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games as the country hopes to make history as the first African nation to host the games. Bulu, it's I want to try to I'm looking for a quote here. To the Commonwealth family, it is time for Africa, Tinubu wrote. After 100 years of the Commonwealth Games, they have never been hosted on African soil. By bringing the Commonwealth Centenary Games to Nigeria in 2030, you will send a powerful message that every region of the Commonwealth matters and that Africa is not only part of the story but central to its future. Nigeria is the gateway, Africa is the stage, the Commonwealth is the family. Let us make history together in 2030. I don't want to read every other thing, but I'm asking. Bolu, we'll talk about MPFL teams on the continent. Our MPFL club sides don't even have good stadia to play league games where they say you go play there. When it's time for CAF competitions, Kwara United travel to go play. They are coming back to play at the MKO Abiola Stadium because that's the same stadium that Remo Stars also used. Abia Warriors hosted, what's his name? Joliba at the Uyo Stadium. We just have that. That's the only approved stadium. Uyo International Standard. We're talking about...
I don't think the approval will last. I don't think so.
So we're talking about... It's because of the renovation that they did. We're talking about hosting... Why do we jump on... we're just looking for... I don't know. Is it... Are we this unserious?
Well, one of the things I said when... when the Legbele spoke about having VAR, I said no. VAR is essential to football for today, but VAR is like university. It's important, but you have to go to primary school first, then secondary school before you think about university. So there are basic things we need. Do we have the edifice for the Commonwealth? We have edifices for, if there's a word like that, for the World Cup.
Yeah.
In fact, we have different edifices that can organize a 64-nation World Cup. But are they in good shape?
No.
One thing is sure, when it's time, if they get right, they would renovate, spend money, do everything.
Like we did in 2003, Koja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing for I think that one even started with the 99 World Cup on the 17th, same with 2000. We will hurriedly do all those things, but hurriedly doing it has never been a problem. What happens after the event?
Maintenance.
Even though some people took generator for this. But there are talks that if they give them, there'll be 2 venues. Abuja is the main. Then they'll come to Lagos for table tennis and the other football. So obviously, table tennis has to be Molade Okoya, without any doubt. The question will now be, where will the other football matches be played here? But there are things we need to focus on. Even though I don't think we are getting the rights. We are battling with Canada and India. I don't think India are a threat. I don't think, I may be wrong, for Canada. And it's an anniversary event.
Centenary. I don't think they won't risk it.
And if there's any... I'll be surprised if the first Africa edition even happens in Nigeria in the first place.
Yes, we don't have.
What Morocco are doing right now.
Yeah, South Africa.
South Africa has always been at the top. So,
yes, Egypt.
In fact, the World Cup South Africa hosted, it should have been Morocco. They play politics on them. That's why they gave it to South Africa. So, I think if it will happen in Africa for the first time, it's going to either of those 2 guys. And like I said, because this is an anniversary edition.
Centenary.
I won't be shocked if it goes to Canada Street. Okay.
So, our president... I don't know. All right. Let's do this one before we get into our CAF teams. Werder Bremen forward Victor Boniface has been summoned by the club's hierarchy after a series of controversial social media posts drew criticism in Germany. The 24-year-old he joined Bremen. He joined them just this season, and he has unsettled the club with unusual online activities. And now the talk is that he must report to the bosses for talks. Let me quote the German outlet that reported this. It says, Boniface has caused real trouble at Werder Bremen. The reason is strange social media posts. Now the striker has to report to the bosses. See, It's recent one. There's this message I saw last. He said, "If you waste your money on too many women, you will not achieve anything in life. Find yourself 1 or 2 women and settle down. At most 3 women, or if you are going through a lot, 4 is also okay." You look at that post and you're like, it's all cruise for Boniface. But I think the club right now, they're taking stringent measures.
Well, the thing is, in this part of the world, it's nothing. But for they see it as a misogynistic post, tarnishing the image of women, downplaying the essence of women. Women are just for just at them, and polygamy is not a thing there. So that's where the problem is. One of the things I say is education is not just, I've been to school. You may not go to school and still be educated in whatever. So you need to learn about where you are, which is very important. Because you don't marry 2 women abroad. Many of them, some people not saying you, but even those that do, just do it on their own look. It's not a community accepted.
Don't put it in people's faces.
They say, you can get 2, 3. Here, we don't see anything wrong. I'm sure the club may never have seen anything wrong until maybe a women community just come out. No, this guy is downplaying, saying women are only used for this, blah, blah. Remember what happened to Mason Greenwood? Even though I thought the boy didn't have sense, he messed up completely. Fortunately, the girl pulled back. That's how he's not in jail till today. Then the same girl still married for us, but the women community in Manchester United made sure he never played for the club again. So much that the boy had to change his nationality again to represent his nationality of origin. So if this women community come together, especially if they win their heart of fans, just forget it. So sometimes I remember when we used to criticize it for social, man, I just cruise, leave him alone, you people. Now, I hope he doesn't get into trouble. I hope he just gets away with warning. But the question is, will he learn?
He's not even playing well.
That's it. Will he learn?
His coach still complained. Was it not last weekend saying that he doesn't take to instruction, the positioning instruction that they gave him? He was running everywhere.
Like a PlayStation. You know when you're playing career in PlayStation, you're everywhere. I remember when he got an assist, went online, started talking. And I said, hope you won't mind when people start hitting at you if you drop form. And we can see it already. I don't know about him getting back. I don't know about him getting into trouble or not. But I hope he learns from this. And sometimes it's good to surround yourself with people that matter. Yeah. At least let one person call your BS out and tell you, guy, I don't care.
Nonsense you
don't get sense. Not, leave them because of what you want to get. And I always go reference Anthony Joshua. When he became the world champion, his mother told him to wash plates. He was like, Mom, it's not that she wants to hit him or something, but everyone smiled about it. The training is still there that you listen. Because if you are there and you are not listening to anybody, at least Kingsley is a married man, he'll tell you that one of the things we learned growing then was if your spouse has nobody, he or she listens to you, are in trouble. You're in trouble. And that's what I think is wrong. Even the young Yamal as well. Yeah. Boniface, same scenario with Osimhen. And that's what happens when people are the only ones who eat from you. Nobody wants to talk. Absolutely. They may not like those people that talk to them, but they will never let go of them. I hope Boniface has someone that listens to and they will talk sense to him. I pray he gets away with a warning this time. But if he does, will he learn? That's the problem. I'm actually happy for one other guy. Kelechi Iheanacho. Maybe we'll talk about him next week. Made that move. His biggest critic. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers, and started with the goal, late penalty, got an assist the following game, scored their first goal in the UEFA Europa League, where they got that draw against Svena Zvezda. And you can see that Kelechi Iheanacho. You saw his assist last week. It was, that was a touch of brilliance. Yes, you can see that. And the question someone asked me earlier today was, if he's playing like that, do we invite him to Super Eagles? So very, very well invite him. He even plays very well in the Super Eagles. What I said was, I think as of now, only Desas played better than him amongst all our forwards since the international break till now. Yeah, Osimhen has been injured. Arekodare got his first goal in the midweek, and look out for others. Unfortunately, Ademola Lookman just got back into the team last week and had the cameo. So amongst all our forwards, I think it's only Desas you can beat your chest and say it's been better than Yana. So if they want to bring him back into the team, I do not mind at all. So long as not bring back and go back to square one. Bring back and show. And remember when Chel came on board, he was inviting him. I think the first 2 games. So it means the coach knows him. He knows what he can offer. And I don't think anyone would doubt Iheanacho is talented. Yeah, it's just to get the best. Just get the best out of him. So the way he's playing, bring him on. Well, I think maybe I might disagree with you that Desas is
the best. I think I'll go for Tolu Arokodare. I think he has been fabulous. He also scored in midweek for Wolves against Everton. Before scoring, he was also...
No, he has the best hold up in Super League.
Yeah,
that one is not even a question.
fabulous.
Nobody in the team, the closest to him is the one that doesn't get caught up again, Paulo
Nacho. Yeah.
Arokodare hold up. If he plays front two with Arokodare involved, I think Nigeria would enjoy it.
We'll do well. Well, that's Chelsea's problem. Headache. Let's wrap up with MPFL clubs in CAF competitions. Last weekend, we saw Remo Stars smack US Zilimaju 4-0. And so it means second leg, I don't think they should lose 5-0. That would be a disaster. And the Rivers United traveled to Congo to play FC Lace. And I'm looking at it that 0-0 away from home, come back home, make sure you don't concede. Because if you concede, it means you have to score 2. That's for the CAF Champions League. For the CAF Federation Cup, I was very impressed with Kwara United. I think that was the best game I saw last weekend. Asante Kotoko against Kwara United, 4-3, 7-goal thriller. It was goals galore, beautiful football. I was like, is Kwara United actually an MPFL club? Because of the way they were playing dazzling football. And then I said, Eric Chell has blood on his hands, because the kind of advert he gave the MPFL at the CHAN tournament was atrocious. But you have our team scoring 4 goals. Remo Stars scoring 4 goals. Exactly. Yes, and then Kwara United scoring 3 goals. I even think Remo Stars, one of their goal scorers, was one of the guys that Leonard Ngenge, the same guy that was that the NFF roots. Leonard Ngenge cost us one of our games or the 2 of our games. But it was one of their goal scorers. So it means that we need to look for good coaching for these guys. And the final match was Abia Warriors at home to Mali's Joliba. 1-1. Yeah, the coach came out to say, we want to have defeated them, all of that, but no be by mouth. Get the job done. But you're looking at all these 4 teams. Which of these teams do you think will go through? I think Remo Stars should. Others, which one do you think will not?
Well, for the continent itself, I don't think any of our team will be contact. If any, maybe Rivers,
that's the group stage.
Yeah, the group stage. Maybe Rivers United. But based on this first round of fixtures, Remo Stars are through. Not will they? They should win away from home in the second leg. So that's Remo Stars. For Rivers United, my fear for all of them actually is even in the second round, not this first round. So I don't think Rivers United should win at home. That's not even in the conversation. Yes, all these clubs are playing away from home, which is more like a disadvantage. But it's still Nigeria. The mindset of home plays a huge role for this. So I think Rivers would make it to the next round. The team I'm really worried for is Abia Warriors. Playing a 1-0 draw at home, it means goalless away in second leg, you're out. Any loss away in the second leg, you are out. Except they're playing 2-2.
Yeah.
Or 3-3. So they are the only ones I'm really, really scared of for in this first round. For Kwara United, I think the winning goal for them was that 3rd goal. It means they just need 1 goal, they are through. Just win 1-0, they are through. Any win for them in this second leg, they are through. They said they want to win 5-4. That's where the problem will be. So I think I'm only really scared for Rivers, for Abia Warriors. But who knows? They can just go away and turn it around.
Okay, let's hope that even the Remo Stars that Bolu is scared for in the next round, because he believes they will qualify this particular next round. They get to play Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns lost in midweek 1-0 away from home. It means that they can get beaten, because I think that's just the fear that Remo Stars are champions. They might not get into the group stages. I feel that our teams can try and just go all the way. Let's switch things up. We'll do a break. We'll come back to be time for Euro Focus. We'll be back. Welcome back, guys. It's time for Euro Focus on Premium Sports right here on PBOTV. And where do we start from? Let's just start from the Serie A, where there are some tantalizing games right there. I see Como Cremonense. Well, when you talk about Como, you can see that Real Madrid are very stingy people and greedy people. Nico Paz is joining this Real Madrid team next summer. You should be scared.
No, be there and get player. And that's why sometimes players shouldn't be scared to go out on loan.
Yes.
When I spoke with some United fans earlier today about Kobe Mainoo and the boy Melina. No, what you want to go do? You need to fight for what? See what Real Madrid. Carvajal is arguably the best right back of his generation. He went to Bayer Leverkusen. He became, I think, the second best right back. I think he was better than Lam that season, but homeboy now. But it was in the second 11. And he came back to Madrid, superstar. Casemiro, the same thing. He went on loan to Porto. Aramendi was supposed to be the biggest boy. He came back, became the star. We've seen this story different. It doesn't work for everyone, but if you are sure of your talent, see they go past now 2 years, Papa, they come back home. And he became a star. So this is a message to some players. If you are not playing where you are, yes, you can say it didn't work out well for Odegaard in Real Madrid. But those loan deals, got him an Arsenal gig,
Yeah.
and is the captain.
Hakimi also.
Hakimi as well. So if Odegaard has sat on the bench and he may not playing, but if he failed to play, it means his career probably would have moved forward. Now maybe he will be playing for Real Oviedo. So if you're not playing for a big club and you're sure of your talent, find a way to get out of the club, even if it's loan or those sales with buyback clause, and improve yourself wherever you go.
It works. Cagliari will host Inter Milan, the Sassuolo, Udinese, Pisa, Fiorentina, Roma, Verona, Lecce, Bologna. There's Parma, Torino, Genoa, Lazio, and then the two big ones, AC Milan, Napoli, and then the Juventus, Atalanta. Let's start from Juventus, Atalanta. For Juve under Igor Tudor. Yes, they've switched things up, a bit more exciting, a bit more explosive. Kenan Yildiz, Vlahovic is coming in as a super sub when he now started him. Vlahovic now did not do the needful, but they have a good attack. There's Jonathan David in that attack, then Luis Openda from RB Leipzig. They should be getting goals, but Atalanta. Look at Atalanta under Ivan Juric. Yes, they've not gotten to that Campionato Gasperini level just yet. They don't have this explosiveness, exciting football yet. But they are getting results when they need to. But I don't think Kamaldeen, Sulemana, and Kwav getting to Ademola Lookman's level yet. So maybe we might just see Lookman coming back to the team against Juventus because it's a big game.
Well, I don't know about Ademola Lookman starting in this one, but one thing is sure, I think he'll play more than 3 minutes. Their last match, he came on in the 87th minute. Game was already done. And so I think he will play more minutes here. I don't know if he will start or not. But Juventus have a very, very healthy record against Atalanta. Check out their, since maybe 2021. They've lost out just one match to Atalanta. In fact, they keep clean sheets well against them, even though about half of those matches ended in stalemate. So it's going to be tough. Juventus dropped point for the first time last weekend, thanks to Super Eagles forward, Gift Orban. But it's definitely not going to be the same ball game. And they are playing at the Allianz Stadium this time around, which is their fortress in Turin. This is going to be very hard to call. I think you can maybe just go for maybe Juventus to avoid a loss, because Atalanta need to pick themselves back up. Yes, they won last weekend, and now they have a tough task against a very tough opposition. So it's probably going to be the most interesting Juve-Atalanta game for a few years. But you still expect Juventus to avoid a loss in this match.
AC Milan, Napoli. AC Milan are at home. Napoli, they've won 4 out of 4. Antonio Conte's guys are really showing that we want to defend the title. Note, I don't think any team has defended the title since 2020.
Since Juventus. Nobody has defended since Juventus.
Yeah, since 2020. No team has defended the title. But this Napoli team are looking like the team to beat, because look at that team. Lukaku is out injured, but there really is no worry. Rasmus Højlund is putting the ball in the back of the net. The support cast of Kevin De Bruyne, Scott McTominay, best player last season. These guys just know how to play football. But AC Milan too. And look at that team. Some smart moves. Now we're talking about what was his name again?
Modric,
Adrian Rabiot is in that midfield. There's Luka Modric, there's Pulisic, Rafael Leao. It could be another exciting game in this area.
And that's what I expect for this kind of fixture. One thing Napoli have done so far, they've been struggling, but they've been winning.
Yeah.
I tell people there's no way to play football. Tiki-taka, parking the balls, counter-attacking football, whatever you use, just win. And that's what Napoli have been doing. The way De Bruyne and Scott McTominay have been going, I worry for everyone in this area, because when both of them click 100%, you may struggle a bit, because De Bruyne doesn't care about the goals. McTominay wants to score. At the same time, doesn't forget his job defending as well. And if Anguissa plays, you guys chill.
They locked everywhere. Yeah.
So they have a very solid team. For Milan, they're yet to get into the rhythm. I remember the game Modric scored the logo. Even Modric himself was shocked, scoring the only goal in that game, and they've not been consistent. Remember their opening match of the season, they lost at home to Cremonese.
But they have an OG coach.
Yep. And like you mentioned,
Massimiliano Allegri.
He's been there before, has won the league a few times. And like you mentioned about Napoli, they just win 100% record. And sometimes when those records go on, the question is always, when will it end? When will it stop? Will it be at the San Siro this weekend? I'm not sure, but I don't think Milan are winning. Not because they're not good enough. Just because they have a more dogged opposition, they have a more compact opposition, and the team that are yet to draw points this season. So I think Milan, their best result in this game is probably going to
be a draw. Do fancy a draw. Bundesliga, there's Bayern Bremen, Heidenheim, Wolfsburg, Mainz, Dortmund, St. Pauli, Leverkusen, Wolfsburg, Leipzig, Mönchengladbach, Frankfurt, Freiburg, Hoffenheim, Cologne, Stuttgart, Union Berlin, Hamburg. I don't think we need to even talk about any games. It's just Bayern and the rest. Strasbourg, Marseille in the Ligue 1. Lorient, Monaco, Toulouse, Nantes, PSG, who have Ousmane Dembele, Ballon d'Or winner, against Auxerre. There's Nice, Paris, and Angers, Stade Brestois, Lille, Lyon, Metz. They have
Anga Brest.
Lens. Angers. They call them Angers.
Or Brest Anga.
They call them Angers. Angers against Stade Brestois.
Anga and Brest. Brest and
Angers against Stade Brestois. Okay. Let's go to the La Liga where we've got fantastic games. Let's check out the fixtures. There's Girona, Espanyol, Getafe, Levante, Mallorca, Alaves, Villarreal, Athletic Club. That should be an exciting game. Those two teams are on their day. They can worry. Rayo Vallecano, Sevilla, Elche, Celta Vigo, Betis, Osasuna, Barcelona, Real Sociedad. I don't think that should worry Barcelona. They don't have it. They've sold most of their players, but I don't know. I don't think so.
If there's a team in Spain that threatens Barcelona, it has to be Real Sociedad, even though they end up losing. I don't know how they do it. They will play well. Either they are Noita, where they call the Real Arena now, or Camp Nou back then. They will play well. They say end up losing to Barcelona. I remember the days of the 4-2s, the 4-3-3-1. So Barcelona have their key. Just that we don't know if Yamal is back after the down there wound the pubic bone injury. I don't know if he's fully fit for them, but Rashford is taking advantage. This is the type of headache you don't want to have as a coach, because when Yamal comes back, who sits on the bench? Now you have to fight between Lewandowski up front. Rafinha plays. You have Yamal. You have Rashford. And one of them has to sit on the bench.
Even in the midfield, Dani Olmo doesn't play. Don't worry.
The Young is there.
Yes.
Even Gavi's out injured and they are not feeling. So they are a very compact team now. And they are playing for themselves. Yes, their defense is still as porous as it was last season. And that same last season, people couldn't take advantage. And this campaign, only one team took advantage. And they could have scored 3, 4, 5 in that game. Talk about Rayo Vallecano. But they still scored only one. So it's going to be tough. I think the best bet in a game like this, I have to say maybe both teams to score, because it's going to be
Both
tough.
teams to score.
I don't see Barcelona losing yet.
Okay.
In the La
Good.
Liga.
All right. Away from Barcelona, Real Sociedad, let's talk about a big one. Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. You look at Real Madrid, 6 out of 6. They want to make it 7. Atletico Madrid, I've not started the season yet, but they'll tell you, when you have a Julian Alvarez and scoring a hat-trick in midweek, especially how he took those goals, the first and the third, I don't think he's a left footer. But he scored those 2 goals with his left foot, 2 different kind of goals, shows world class. And Xabi Alonso has tried 3 or 4 different kind of formations.
Like 200 formations.
Yeah, but they're getting the results, and based on each personnel that you get to play, that's how I think a confirmed manager should set up. I'm playing this guy today. I don't have to box him into a back 3. Let me play spread. And Vini, like you mentioned, Vinicius Junior got a good goal, like one of the goals of the season, in midweek, while playing in a 4. The formation was like a 4-4-4-2, because he paired Mbappe and
Mbappe and Vinicius up front. Then back to the midfield was a Mastantuono,
Valverde
and
Tchouaméni.
No, Tchouaméni didn't even start. It was this Ceballos.
The previous
and, who were those other players? Okay, the back 4 was Asensio, Hoisin,
yes,
Carreras, and Garcia. I can't remember the last time I did at the back 4 of all Spanish guys. It's been probably decades. And the front was Vinicius and Mbappe. Then one person who is missing in that midfield.
Yes, Ceballos was in that midfield. Because I know that the previous weekend he paired Gonzalo Garcia and Mbappe.
Yeah.
So you can pair those 2. The next game,
switch to 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1.
Yes.
So he has luxury to change Adagulea.
Yeah.
As the last one in midfield. So he has the luxury to chop and change his side. And I think all the players understand the assignments. Wherever I tell you to play. The message I think he has sent to the players, now only 3 players have 100% certainty that you will play. Thibaut Courtois, Dean Huijsen, and Kylian Mbappe. Those 3. Any other player, anybody can be benched. Not because you are not good at it, but it's a message of let other people play, which gives the opposition manager a headache. You know, before now, the days of the tripit and everything, with your eyes closed, mention Real Madrid's lineup. Now it's difficult to say, because it can decide, oh, Vinicius go to the bench. So that way, if you are a manager and you prepared 200 players, mark this boy, don't let him run. Then boom, you see lineup, Vinicius is not there. It changes your entire plan. Everyone may think Mastantuono will be the one to start this weekend, and boom, You see Jude Bellingham start his first game for the season. So I think it's good for him. And the good part is it's working.
Yeah, it's
They are
working.
finding ways to get results. Camavinga and Bellingham played more minutes than they did in their previous match. So it's giving them time. Get on the field, get to play well. It was before people were scared of when Bellingham, how will you set up it? But with the way it's shuffling everybody, everybody will get to play, which makes it harder. They've got 7-7 in all competitions, 6-6 in the La Liga. Unlike Atleti, who has been dilly-dallying, had a poor start. Last weekend, they even missed a penalty. Julian Alvarez, then they played a draw. Then they repaid back by scoring a hat-trick in midweek. And in derby matches, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Last season, they played 1-1 draw home and away. In the Champions League as well, they won each other. The Real Madrid ended up winning later. So it's going to be, in fact, I didn't get penalty.
Yeah, in penalties. Madrid have not won in 5.
Against them in regular time.
Yes.
So it's going to be very tough. But obviously, they are the favorites in this game. If I put my money, it's still going to be on Real Madrid. So at least avoid the loss at the Metropolitano.
Okay, let's wrap up with England. We've got some key fixtures, like exciting fixtures. I see Newcastle, Arsenal, and we don't know what kind of Newcastle team will turn up. They've not hit form yet, but in midweek, I think they won by 4-1. So a good one. Arsenal also won by 2-0 in midweek. That's the EFL Cup. And you look at that. Let's just start from the big one. Newcastle, Arsenal. Arsenal have lost this season to Liverpool. Almost lost to Man City with Arteta playing. Let's say 3 defensive midfielders, Merino, Rice, Zubimendi. A lot of persons have said, there's no creativity. But anytime it starts with a creative player, you see that the team will get to play like he did in midweek. Arteta starts this same trio again. Newcastle could just take advantage, and they might not be a way back for Arsenal.
We like to say Arteta in fear when he sees those big boys, because if Odegaard is not even fit, what happens to Eberechi? We know Eberechi's best position is even in front of the DMs. Just play him as the number 10.
Behind the striker.
Play him as the number 8. Then if he doesn't play, if your biggest man, Odegaard, is not playing there, why not try someone else? Well, maybe he's scared of these big boys, what they can offer. I'm not even a fan of big teams playing 2 DMs. More or less 3. If you're a big boy, except you're playing a team that possesses the ball more, or a bigger team, you don't need 2 DMs. One is push all the creativities forward and pin them down. When you pin your position down, it's harder for them to threaten you. But maybe it is fear from Arteta, that feeling of I'd rather draw than lose. Let's maintain unbeaten. But Newcastle have not been the same thing since the transfer saga with Ishaka. Wissa, I think, he picked up an injury as well. Yet to settle down. It's going to be a tough fixture for Newcastle. But if they play like they did against Liverpool, despite going a man down, 2 goals down, they still fought back into that game. To be tough for Arsenal. But Arsenal's defense is completely different for Liverpool. You do see those 2 crazy guys. I think it's not out of place to call them the best central defensive pair in Europe right now.
That's Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes.
In fact, not just Europe, in the world. I think they're the best central defensive pair.
Good news for Arsenal fans. Saliba, new 5-year contract. Yes. This one, there's no controversy about it. He wants to stay in England. But you know how this thing works. He might sign the contract extension so that the buyout clause will be like 200 million for Real Madrid to bring. Let's go back.
So Newcastle will play well. I think it will be similar to the Arsenal's big games. Chess. Look out for where to pick your position from. But Arsenal will lose this season. They will lose a few games. But I don't think it's coming now. Okay.
But doesn't think Newcastle will beat Arsenal. But I want to talk about this Aston Villa Fulham game. Fulham is a team that you don't know when they will just, shock the big boys, because they have very good and solid players in their rank. Alex Iwobi is one of them. It might be Emil Smith-Rowe tomorrow.
Yeah,
it might,
African Robin.
I beg. Rodrigo Muniz sometimes. And they are playing against an Aston Villa team that have scored only 1 goal in the EPL.
And that
where imagine, yes, Matty Cash.
Despite playing it, even though the Sunderland were a man down,
yes,
they still failed to win.
A defender.
That was one of the goals of the season.
Yeah, Oli Watkins and Morgan Rogers, who a lot of people have in the IPL team.
Rogers, young best player last
year. Yeah, I've not done anything. What's happening to Unai Emery?
Thank God I didn't sign Oli Watkins in my IPL. I was this close to signing.
I have him.
When season started,
I have him.
I just said, nah.
He has been giving me two back.
You know, even collect yellow, you get luck now. I think it's more like if you check his years, he struggles most of the time from the start. Then he'll now start fighting to get back to the top. So this is probably the best time to get points off Aston Villa, because I don't think they'll go like this all season. They'll still find a way to balance. Then when they balance, they start chasing. That's when they see the big boy, maybe get a draw against them or win them. And also, I think they'll get back. And the question is now, will it be too late for them to recover and make the continent? That's a big question for Naimiri to answer.
Okay. City play Burnley. I think that should be straight.
The last 10 or 15 games between these two sides, City they've scored over 40 goals.
Wow.
Burnley maybe 5.
That's if Haaland is fit.
In fact, their last 2 games, 3-0, 3-1. The one before that one, 6-0. In the space of that 10-15 games, they won 5-0 3 times.
Haaland doesn't look fit too, but and then there's Brentford, Man United. That's the early kickoff. These games always look like banana.
Early
kickoff.
This one is not banana anything. Brentford beating Man U is not banana anything. That United.
No. This is not last season's Brentford. They had Mbeumo and Wissa.
They're not there since all this. It will be banana skin for Brentford if they fail to win.
Okay. Chelsea play Brighton. That should be high goal scoring and counter both teams that attack. This Crystal Palace, Liverpool struggle a lot with this Crystal Palace team. Even though they don't have a Bele Chieze, I don't think it's Malasa also.
Mateta just scored.
But they have Daichi Kamada. This guy, yes, Jeremy Pino, Oliver Glasner be able to make sure that this team gets to play no matter who plays another. But Liverpool, they've won all games. Matches. And so who says they can't win again?
I know the late goals will still stop. The question is when. Would it be against Palace? Palace have showed Liverpool Shegeo. They beat them in the final of the Cup last season. They beat them in the Community Shield this season as well. So Liverpool, let's see if they'll break the Achilles heel this time around.
Okay. The Carabao Cup in midweek, we had them games. All big boys won all. And so the round 4 draws. Arsenal will play Brighton, Grimsby Town, Brentford. Those are the giant killers. They knock down Man United. Swansea City, Man City, Newcastle United, Tottenham. That looks like the pick of the bunch. Wrexham, Cardiff City, and Liverpool Crystal Palace again.
Sorry. There are 3 Welsh teams in the round of, I think, the first time ever.
Yeah.
So 2 of them will face each other.
Liverpool Crystal Palace again. There's Wolves Chelsea. Tola Godard against Chelsea would also look good to see. And then there's Wycombe against Fulham. Very quickly, while we wrap up, Bolu, I just want to ask you, this should be our hot gist, but maybe we'll talk about this much later. We had the Ballon d'Or in the course of the week. Dembele won it, so really no controversy. I just want to ask you this about 2 key players. Salah, Rafinha failed to make the top 3.
Because the voters no get sense.
And Yamal, Vitinha made the top 3.
Oh, Vitinha, definitely. No problem.
Ahead of Salah and Rafinha.
Oh, yeah, Vitinha, no problem with that. I don't even mind if Vitinha finishes second. He's just so celebrating that the job he does is seen.
Yamal second.
Nah, it should not even be top 5. Let's go back a bit. I think the Ballon d'Or is not for the best player. The Ballon d'Or is not for the greatest player. The Ballon d'Or is not for the most skillful player. The Ballon d'Or is not for the highest goal scorer. The Ballon d'Or is not for the GOAT. The Ballon d'Or is for the best player in a time frame, in a specific period. That's why I hate it when World Cup players have a chance to win Ballon d'Or. You win Euros or Ballon d'Or. No,
yeah.
It's a year long. It's all going by season, you can say 9 months. Mm-hmm. It's for that period. There's no way it's like last season too. Last year when Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, I said to myself, this is one of the biggest Ballon d'Or robberies ever. Rodri has to be going to different shows to explain why he won it. And the things I kept hearing from the voters, Rodri didn't have tattoo. Rodri doesn't have social media. Rodri is the social media. Is a role model. I don't care with all those things. What happened on the field of play? In my opinion, I thought Bellingham was the best. Even Real Madrid celebrated the wrong person, which I think made me respect Bellingham the more. Some other players will lose their mind. Even my club don't support, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But still picked himself up and got to the field of play. Let's now come to Yamal. When you hear people say eye test, I said, does eye test to you means dribbles?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I'm hearing people say you can't just use only the Champions League to judge Dembele. And these same people are telling you Yamal was brilliant against Inter. Was it in NPFL they played Inter? Mm-hmm. This same Champions League, you check players' numbers. Obviously, the numbers you check for midfielder will be different from strikers. Yeah. That's why I hate it when they're telling me about defense. There was a time they were telling defenders are showing goals. No. For defenders, show me tackles. Yeah. Show me interceptions. Show me aerial duels. For midfielders, show me all those long range passes. The small football I played
interceptions. Yeah. And that's what I love that the FPL are doing right now, this season, because they've noticed midfielders. So if you complete cumulatively interceptions, clearances, blocks, if it's 10, midfielders and defenders, you get extra
That's
2
what
points.
it should be. The little football I played as a fullback, anytime I have a midfielder that send long balls, I'm always happy. You know, you can run. Those are numbers you check for midfielders. Maybe a bit of assists, but check passes. Passes is the position, but passing is the final thought. Then strikers, wing. For strikers, I don't care. I don't care any other for strikers. Goals. Winger, you can check more of assists, completed crosses and all those. Not just everybody how many goals you score. Then for Yamal's position, going by goals, Yamal scored 9 goals for God's sake in the league. Then people will come up with
Do you know Javier Tebas said that's your La Liga president?
No,
said Yamal didn't win it because he's young. That if he were to be 23 or 25, Yamal would have won it. I've never heard that kind of
another ridiculous thing.
Terrible take.
I think Barcelona. I don't know if Rafinha has the mentality of Jude Bellingham, but if he doesn't, I think the whole all out for Yamal can affect him. I've heard people talk about Yamal is a very, very talented football player. If he continues like this, if all those off-field distraction doesn't affect him, that guy is definitely going to have a great career. But all those talks of no team has ever achieved this. Calm down.
What did he read? What has he achieved? It's my question.
I don't want to go older. All those let's come to not too long ago. He has not done half of what Kylian Mbappe did.
Yeah. Mbappe won the World Cup.
Led France to the World Cup, led Monaco
scored
to the title in
the World Cup final. 2 goals.
I think he got 2 goals. So calm down. And who won it that year? It's a man that won the Champions League and got to the final of the World Cup. And I remember when Yamal was all about, we will see the Ballon d'Or winner in the final of the Nations League, whereas they ended up losing. Club World Cup was not important until PSG lost in the final. So people should not use, because I like Kingsley, doesn't mean when it's time to vote for best, I should say, Kingsley. Because I just saw some people ridiculously voting for Messi for this same Ballon d'Or. So it is for the best player in the world in a time frame between this period and this period. You don't have to like the player. If he's the best, vote right. And I'm glad Dembele was the one who won because Yamal winning would have been not the biggest robbery, the greatest robbery. But when you wonder why nobody talks to Yamal with all those unnecessary shenanigans, if you hear the way his father was talking after, you will understand why. The same thing I said about Boniface. I hope he has someone he listens to. If not, I hope he doesn't derail. People talk about Ronaldo. Ronaldo didn't have a great career. Ronaldo enjoyed maybe just 4 years of football or 5, and he had the talent to have enjoyed it longer. We know Ronaldo Limazo was due to injury. Adriano said after his father died, he started drinking and all, his career went down. We know more than enough talents like that. So there has to be people that keep you in check. Hopefully Yamal gets there. But like I said earlier, the talent is there. If that boy keeps away and he puts his head on the field of play, just that you may be good, great, and still never win the award. Not because you're not good enough. There's probably because there will be one player in that particular season that produces better numbers and performance. And for example, I told people if Real Madrid wins the Champions League, without any doubt, Mbappe wins the World Cup.
Yes.
Except Portugal wins the World Cup and Ronaldo. That's the only reason Mbappe will win the Ballon.
Absolutely true. I agree. Okay. Oh yeah, that we just had to bring that in hot gist. We'll take time to talk about this the more. In fact, next week I think we'll look at what really happens to midfielders. Are midfielders being disrespected? Are they not being treated right? Do we only concentrate this award on strikers, just goals alone? Because we just mentioned Vitinha. You can say he was even the most successful player in the last 9 months.
He was.
Won it all with PSG. The same thing Mbappe, Dembele won. And still went to win the Nations League with Portugal. So, but nobody even spoke about Vitinha. In the
absence of Dembele.
Yeah.
He was still.
Yeah, nobody spoke about Vitinha. So getting into the top 3 means maybe some person just knew that, this guy is doing something right. Currently this season, Liverpool's best player has been Ryan Gravenberch. Last season, Gravenberch one of the most yes, but we didn't even hear anybody talk about them. It was just a case of
Kingsley, if we are being sincere, based on performance, did Yamal outperform Desiree Doué?
No, he did not.
Did he outperform Michael Olise?
No, he did not.
People should leave the PR
yes.
who I like and all those
and Olise finished 30th.
So I think what they should be
Olise finished 30th in the Ballon d'Or.
I think the best way to
Harry Kane finished 13th. Kopama finished 8th. I can't believe
Kingsley,
it.
let me boss away. Last year Ballon d'Or was Toni Kroos's. That last 23-24 season was Toni Kroos's best season for Real Madrid. His final year. Yamal finished above him. Yamal didn't even enter the scene until later on, and he even went trophyless, but he finished above Toni Kroos. I think I wish those French football magazine organizers are listening to this show, I would advise you the best way for me to choose Ballon d'Or now. Have your panel already. Start voting every month.
Yeah.
At the end of each month,
Collate.
do your voting.
Because
So at the
there
end of
was
the season-
absolutely no time last season where Yamal was the best player in the whole
Because
world.
people were now starting.
In the space of 1 month,
Yep.
there was no time.
Then when PR
Salah
started-
had it.
Yep.
Dembele had it. At some point, Harry
was
Kane.
Rafinha at
Yes,
some point.
Rafinha at some
Oh, yeah.
point. But
So if they do it every month,
Let's
it will
leave
be
it.
easier. Then it's like how they collate for you. You may not win player of the month, but you are close, always close around. At the end, you are better. So that way it will be easier because if you are getting, let's say, 5 points every month, and today someone gets 10, the next you get 1, then you that is consistent with 5, you will likely win.
yes.
So until maybe they should break it down to monthly. Because sometimes people have recency bias. They start following trend. Oh, now this player the trend, we go all out.
We
But
go
if you
out.
break it down, at the end of the month, you
This
are
is
done
the
for this
person.
month. So
Okay.
whatever happens next month won't affect the previous
The
month.
previous month. I think maybe next week we'll also talk about we'll start the conversation about the CAF Awards. Salah finished 4th. Hakimi finished, I think, 7th. Have we already seen how?
No, those two are top 2.
Now, so with Salah win.
Top 2. Except the one.
So how is Salah?
And
Hakimi
AFCON.
was more successful than
Yep.
Hakimi.
No, they will
Why
tell you
is that
scored
Salah?
more. In fact, and Hakimi has been in and around for like 2-3 years. now.
Yes.
I remember the Osimhen year. I said Hakimi is one of his contenders. Last year, the same thing. Hakimi with Ademola Lookman. This time around, he's won everything. If Morocco do mistake, win AFCON.
I think the AFCON Bowl of did before AFCON.
I
CAF
think
Award is before AFCON.
CAF is what they call you do as it pleases you.
Yeah, I think it's before.
Anything they do.
So wow, I would really love to see a defender Hakimi win it ahead of Salah. Salah had a monstrous season, yes, but Hakimi won almost everything with the and he was a pivotal member of the PSG side. Let's wrap up FPL. I'm not surprised. Most transfers in top of it, almost $1 million is Haaland. And Haaland is injured because they play Burnley. People have sold. So a lot of persons have sold Salah for Haaland.
Haaland is injured.
He's injured.
He's 75, Fabi.
Yeah.
I go captain.
Okay. Then there's Senesi, Bournemouth. Because I'm looking at Bournemouth based on who they get to play. So a lot of persons are rushing to go pick Senesi, and because they travel to go play Leeds. So maybe people feel Leeds United don't have a good defense, so maybe they won't score. And I'm looking at that Leeds side. That Leeds side are one of the guys that will really put the ball in the back of the net. There's Senesi, there's Semenyo, then there's Tijani Reinders for Man City, and then there's Donnarumma, top 5. So we have 3 Manchester City players in the top 5. I don't know how people do their fantasy this way. Now, in the top transfers out, we have 3 Liverpool players. I understand Hugo Ekitike, his second yellow card when he took off his clothes. Yes. And Salah and Florian Wirtz.
When I'm not crazy.
The Sanchez, yes, he got it. But Chelsea played, a straight red. It depends on sometimes Sanchez.
Oh yeah, Sanchez is
the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
It should be three games.
3 matches, yeah.
But I think there's a rule that says if it's not a malicious tackle, it might not, spend 3 days.
England has automatic 3. Then there was a time they wanted to stop the 3.
Yeah.
I don't know how England does that. It's
Yes.
only England that you have 3 matches for.
Because you might see him come back. You
Yep.
might see him because they'll tell you he has served
He
the
served
red
one
card
already. If it's one match,
in midweek.
he served one already.
Yeah, you get to start. And then people have sold Wood. I think I also agree. Sell Wood because Igor Jesus, what he's doing, he scored again in midweek against Betis. Anytime they asked him to start, he gets to score. At some point, Ant Postecoglou will drop Wood for Igor Jesus. So it's good to start. But let me just let you know, people have sold Salah. I don't think I'm selling Salah yet. I'll sell Salah close to the end of the year when he's going for the AFCON. And I already know the person that will replace him. He'll be back from injury then. Cole Palmer. It's as simple as that. I'm not the number 1 guy on FPL worldwide has not
done
touched
any
his
transfer.
team. Since all of you guys going to change your team anyhow. The number 1 guy in the FPL this year, he's on the top of the table. He's leading millions of us. Since he sought his team out at the beginning of the season, he has not touched that team. You hear?
I think I've only done is it 1 or 2 transfers? I've left it like
No,
that.
I had to sell Adingra and Johnson for this weekend because Johnson doesn't start for Spurs. Adingra doesn't start for Sunderland. So why do I have the 2? Rather, I got another Spurs guy, Kudus. I think Thomas Frank loves him. He starts all their games. And then for Adingra, my money could only get me Dango Ouattara. He starts for Brentford. They play Man United.
So you go get to.
Yes, so it's good. All right, guys, we have to go, and that's how we'll have to, draw the curtains for another exciting edition of Premium Sport right here on PBO TV. Thank you very, very much, Elijah, for taking time to do this for us, and thank you to Bolo Omoniyi. We hope we'll get to have loads of greens for you this particular week. I'll see you guys next week. As you remain the amazing Kingsley. Have a fabulous weekend ahead. Bye bye.
Premium Box Office TV. Everyone loves premium. Premium Box Office TV is exclusive on StarTimes.